Hey, look at this bad boy. It's a gravity function. So here we got gravity, here we got the initial velocity, and here is the start of the throw of whatever projectile was getting projectiled, okay? So we're going to do the quadratic equation to figure out when this thing hits the ground. So after all, when does this thing reach zero? Okay, hey, look, I already set it equal to 0. Let's go. A value, B value, C value. Okay, A value is negative 16. The B value is 200, and then the C value is 8. Okay, so remember, you want to start with the B squared minus 4AC. Whoops, I almost wrote the whole formula. B squared minus 4AC. Almost wrote the whole formula out. Remember, the discriminant tells you if you even need to do anything. Quick recap. If it's positive, you're going to have to find two things. If it's 0, that means we bullseyed it and had to find one thing. If it's negative, well, you can't do a negative square root, so there's nothing you can find, okay? So, recap. Hopefully, with my gravity function, I'll get a positive so I can actually find an answer here. I should, okay? Watch this. Bracket, bracket, square it, minus 4, bracket, 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 bracket. Look at that. That took 3 seconds. Write it out. You'll be fine. 200 squared minus 4 times the negative 16 times the C value, which is 8. There you go. Look at that. Okay. Doesn't take any talent at all to write that down. It just takes patience. Oh, there's my last example. Go away. I want some more room. Here we go. Bracket 200. Close the bracket. Square it. Minus 4. Bracket negative 16. Close the bracket. New bracket 8. Close the bracket. Woo! That is a big old number, friends. 40,512. Oh no! It's positive. I probably got to find some answers. Okay. So let's use the rest of the formula. What's the rest of the formula again? The rest of the formula is negative b plus and minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I already did that part. All of that is, what did that turn into? It was 40,512. Sorry about my spacing. Should have more room there. Yeah, I already did all that. That's the worst part of the formula. Now I can finish it off by doing a negative b, negative 200, plus and minus the square root of all of that noise, all over 2 times a, so a negative 32. Okay, again, negative b, negative 200, 2a, negative 32. Okay, there we go. Again, if you did a lot of the vertex finders, okay, and I think that was lesson 9.2, that part should be easier for you. I told you just to make it, like, to do mental math of that. Negative b over 2a, okay, so that should be the easy part. Let's see, the last one, I left it as a square root. This one, I think, when I split it, I'm also going to simplify the square root. Okay, so what am I doing here? I'm going to go ahead and split the plus and the minus. I got to go negative 200 plus whatever this turns into, negative 200 minus whatever this turns into, and then divided by negative 32. Okay, I'm taking my time here because I don't want to screw it up. Square root. What's that big old number again? Oh, there it is. 405, 112. Hit it. Ooh, 201.27. Now, if I want to be super duper crazy accurate, I probably want to go at least 2 decimal places. So let's go 201.2. Let's go 8. Yeah, here we go. Plus 201.28 minus 201.28. Okay. So again, don't forget, do everything on top, and then you divide. Everything on the top, and then you divide. So here we go. Oh my gosh, these numbers are so big. It's okay, just relax. 200 plus 201.28. Enter. Divide by negative 32. Ew. One of my answers is going to be negative 0.04. Okay? Whoa. Negative, how could it be negative? We'll talk about that in a second. Let's see what this one is. This doesn't make any sense. It's going to be on the ground at negative 0.04 seconds. It doesn't make any sense. Well, let's try the other one. Okay, remember, what goes up must come down. So let's try the other one really quick. Negative 200 minus 201.28. Close the bracket. Send it. What did I do wrong? Oop, I didn't have the second bracket. Oh, I didn't need that bracket, so I didn't hit enter. Enter. There we go. Divide by negative 32. Ooh, that looks a little bit better. So at about 12.54. There we go. So one of my answers was negative U, and one of them was positive. That's the right answer. Okay, that's going to be the real answer. This one doesn't make any sense because it's negative. So when it comes to gravity functions, one of your answers is going to make sense. That ball or that projectile, whatever it was, that's going to hit the ground at about 12.54 seconds. That's some pretty sick hang time. But then again, initial velocity of 200 feet per second is extremely powerful. Okay, that's some hang time right there. So again, why? Why do you get a negative and a positive? Well, if I were to sketch a quick picture of the projectile situation, okay, here's the ground. Here's when it throws at 8 feet. It goes up forever and ever and ever. It comes back down. So there's my 12. Here's my 12.54, okay? That's when it's going to hit the ground, this guy. Now, mathematically, this thing has to keep going. It has to graph everything. It has to work for all positive numbers and it has to work for negative numbers. So technically, that ball or the path will graph back this way a little bit. So if you look at the whole thing, the whole parabola will be graphed. This is the only part that really makes sense, okay? Positive seconds. Well, what about this? That's that negative 0.04. If it were to somehow be able to travel back in time, it would also hit the ground. But again, that doesn't work. That's why we always talk about projectiles in quadrant 1 of the 4 quadrants, because that's where all the real applications. Once it gets below here and over here, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so that's why one of your answers is positive and one's negative. One makes sense in the real world, the other one only makes sense in theory, and we only care about the real life situations. Okay, so friends, that's basically all I got. Yeah, there you go. That is a quadratic function, a projectile gravity function solved with the quadratic equation. Replay. Do b squared minus 4ac. We got a huge number, okay? And then you do negative b plus and minus the square root of the number all over 2a. Split it into 2 pieces. Try to be as accurate as possible. It's usually good to go at least 2 decimal places. If you want to be as accurate as you can, that's what I would recommend. Otherwise, take your time, be patient, and use the formula correctly. One step at a time. Okay, see you in class.